Hello everyone. I think we're good here. I'm just gonna share this link. And away we go. I love the way out of everywhere I post stuff. On the Undernet, I seem to just like dominate the promotional section. Okay. So, we're working on stuff again. I'll probably end up repeating myself a bunch of times, but we'll see. We shall see. So what I want to do here is have... and I can have this one as block door. Okay. I may need to go get help. Just a moment. Just give me a sec. I did not expect to have to leave this early, but I'm just gonna deal with something. I'm back. Sorry for not saying anything before. I just left the BRB sign on. I hope everyone's okay here. I hope there are people actually in here still. Let's see. Hey, not lost. There we go. I'm back. I'll turn the BRB image off. Okay, we're good. I don't know why my chat has docked here with my OBS, but there we go. So yeah, back to doing things again. So what I'm doing here is trying to get Waterfall ready, right? But Waterfall's a little bit awkward, so fun times. Hey, Classic! I was playing Roblox Undertale and I showed him your animations trailer. His mouth dropped, it was priceless. He said he wanted to go see it, and I said it's not a movie. I mean, it technically is, technically isn't, so you weren't technically lying, you know. They're right in saying it is a movie, you know. So what's been going on here is a little bit awkward, and I hate to admit it because it's almost a little bit defeatist, but essentially Waterfall has been kicking my butt. What's been happening is I've been trying to do the different pieces of it, and every time I try, something goes wrong, or I just don't think it's come out well enough. So what I'm doing now here is trying to just do Waterfall and get it done. But we're kind of looking at this from the overhead here. If I do this, put that about there. But yeah, Waterfall's been kicking my butt primarily because normally I don't do interiors, is the best way of putting it. I don't know what that is there. That's weird. Normally, when it comes to stuff, I'll do like a little bit here and there, but I won't do like full-on interiors into other interiors that are caves. But it appears as though I'm stuck. So what I'm doing is I've been experimenting with different ways of doing this, and you'll see this now. What I'm starting off with is the basic block out, where I get an idea of what I want Waterfall to look like based on the map in its most primitive form, and then I'm going to go in and start messing around with it, because I did mess around with it a couple of times elsewhere, and it did not work out so well. I might need to explain this to a couple of people, so you may hear me rambling and ranting a little bit and telling people over and over again. But this is me trying to get it as accurate as possible. Again, you got these little cave entrances that then lead into the wishing room. Then we go out here, and this is going to be the massive cave with Undyne's first chase in, which is going to be really cool. What I'm doing here is I'm doing the basic cave walls and then linking them all together, and then I'll be doing the other bits in later on. So the idea is just to get the basic geometry in here, and then I can fiddle around with the rest of it. So then it's not too complicated, because I'll show you later. I started doing a version and it got really complicated, but I want something like this so I can manipulate it. Not Lost says, I'm on my way to becoming a new YouTuber. I'm currently working on FNAF Theory video. You may not be understand it because I speak Turkish in the video. Either way, I hope it goes good for you. If you use a path or light drop effect, then it can be tricky, but I feel you. It's not so much the effects, Classic, it's just like trying to get my head around the geometry, because when you do like rock faces and stuff, you can subdivide things and then add textures to them to make them look better. Like for instance, where is it? If I try and explain this the best I can here, let's take the other Blender session I had. If I go to Scuffed 2. Okay, so yeah, Scuffed 2 is a test of the first area, right? And you can see this has a little bit more detail in it. What I've done here is I've taken the effect that I said I was going to do, and I've applied it to make the walls actually look like cave walls. The problem is, to do this, it required me to work a lot on the details beforehand. And to be honest, I felt like the way that all of the geometry was going, it looks okay, it looks nice, but in certain sections the wireframe is pretty messy. So I'm like, if I can get it like this from the other wireframe, you know, the more simple wireframe, I'll be really happy. So the idea is to get the other one just done and in a good way, but simple. And then I can just apply the same methods to the other and hope it works. So here we've got this, and then I can do like the effects later on in the lighting. That's easy. We saw that in the test map that I did. It's mainly just, like I'm saying, trying to keep it as simple as possible so that when it comes to it, or when it comes down to it, I can manage this really effectively and not have it be too crazy. Yeah, trying to do this all is nuts. Wireframes are hard. Yeah, it's like, the way that I'm trying to do it is I'm trying to simplify this without doing too many details, but the main ones have to be there and they have to be quads. So I can't have them be like, I can't have them be tries. I can't have any tries in this until after I've got the majority of the details done. So it's awkward, but what I did was I spent like a day or so doing, well, yeah, it was about a day doing concept art. So yeah. My sister saw your Immersiontale trailer and was telling me about it earlier today, just out of the blue. She showed me a video and I noticed it was yours, David. Oh my god, it's getting around. It's getting around. I did not realize it's getting around that much. What did you think, David, when she was telling you? Were you like, dude, I've seen this before. I know the guy that's doing this. I talk to him on a regular basis. It is funny when it goes around like that and everyone's like, dude, have you seen this? And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Okay, this needs to go back a bit. I've had a lot of people, including cast members, saying about how, you know, they've been showing it to like family members and stuff, and family members look really impressed. And I'm like, this is sweet, you know, because I didn't really expect this. So it's nice. It's awesome that people are starting to see us as Damon. I hope, though, that it doesn't become, like, what was it? I got a horror story that I heard the other day from the Undertale community that freaked me out. What was it? It's in here in my history underneath all of the Lethal Company stuff and stuff that I've been watching recently, like Digimon and stuff like that, and Godzilla. Where is it? Tekken, lots of Godzilla stuff. Watame, some 40k stuff. Lots of music. Come on. It's in here somewhere. It was like a really bad horror story. Where is it? I think I can find the channel pretty easily. Oh no, wait, that's the other one. That's the accompanying channel. There we go. I think it's that one, Streamline Workshop. She has an interesting channel. There we go, Flowerfell. I hope it doesn't become like Flowerfell, because that was actually sad. If anybody needs me to explain that, I can do, because it's not controversial or anything, or at least I don't consider it too controversial. It's just a little bit sad on the part of the fandom, basically being hyper-aggressive. Which I have not seen yet, so hopefully will not encounter that. I hope it doesn't become a monster of expectations. Yeah, I hope so too. You did a super job, sis class. It can't be Godzilla. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Godzilla stuff recently. So, what I was on about with Flowerfell is, sorry, I'm eating a biscuit at the same time. With Flowerfell, basically, it's another UndertaleAU, and the idea is that the fandom liked it that much that they started trying to essentially change what it was, and the owner didn't like it, so the owner was like, dude, I'm just gonna take this all back because it's technically mine anyway, I created it. And the fandom got really annoyed and started sending them death threats and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I hope it doesn't become like that, you know, because that would be incredibly bad. Basically, the gist of Flowerfell, from what I can get, because I've not actually seen anything of it outside of this one video, is that Flowerfell is like an AU for Undertale, where every time Frisk dies during a playthrough, they grow flowers on the body, and they're obviously slowly dying, and they have to go through knowing that they're basically dying all the time with Sans accompanying them. It's pretty crazy. It's supposed to be a story about, you know, sharing love and kindness and everything, and instead everybody just went super brutal and completely decimated the creator of it. So it's like, oh, that's not good. That's the one thing that I don't want now. Because I've said, like, the only thing that will stop Immersiontale that I can think of is the voice acting just going absolutely, you know, pear-shaped, as like something goes wrong with it. Because I can do the animations easily. But another thing I didn't take into consideration was fans going absolutely crazy. You know, so that's going to be something to watch out for and be like, oh no. I'm trying to look for the door mesh that I had here, because I keep using the same door mesh over and over and over. Block door, is that it? Yeah, it is. I keep using the same door mesh just so that everything is the same. It's simplified, so... That's pretty brutal, says Damon. Indeed. I worry about my art's always on the other channel. Says Classic. The thing is, with art online, people will argue it as soon as you put up the artwork, then it's on the internet, it belongs to the internet, then it's like, yeah, but that person still spent hours on that artwork. You could at least, you know, respect the time and effort and then wishes that have gone into that, and just like not do this cringe stuff. Because the whole problem with Flowerfell is that people were doing ships, or, you know, like character pairings, and they were pairing Frisk with Sans, which is pretty crazy considering Sans is like way older than Frisk as a kid. You know, so everyone was pointing it out, going, so this is kind of sickly, you know. Hey, Active, you didn't add a single pixel on the left. But yeah, Flowerfell was weird to read about, because it was just like, oh, this is really bad. Oh, you know, so it kind of has me a little bit paranoid now, where I'm like, I don't want anything like that happening, and I actually really do feel sorry for the creator having to put up with when the fandom goes crazy like that. This is why I keep saying, like, I feel like I'm lucky, very lucky, in terms of the people that I've interacted with at the moment and the way that the fandom's reacting to Immersiontale, because I've managed to avoid that kind of thing. But there's a part of me that's like, dude, your luck can only go so far before it runs out. And I'm like, please don't, brain. You know, my brain's like, you gotta be careful. I'm like, yeah, I know. But at the moment, it's like, I've not done anything wrong. All I've done is work on a 3D animation. Hopefully, nothing should happen, but It's horror stories like that freak me out, man. They really freak me out, because it's just like, dude, I genuinely just want to have fun and do something that everybody enjoys and brings the characters to life in a more detailed way. I've not got any, like, issues with anybody. I've not got any problems with what anybody wants to do personally. If people want to ship characters like that, they can. Just don't get me involved, you know. I just want to stay out of that kind of area of the fandom. There we go. Distance here, come on, I need that to be the... Damon says, careful, you're not going to curse it, Dave. I've learned from Lethal Company your words sometimes have magic around them. What could possibly go wrong? No, I'm messing. I only do that because it's a joke between me and Stu when I used to do that on other games and stuff like that happened. Small fan bases are good. When it's a small fandom, you have less people screaming at you and less weird people. That's true. It's like here on YouTube. Like on YouTube, I absolutely love the small community that I've got because it feels a little bit more personal. And even though I've said, you know, like, I don't want people doing the not polyamorous, that's creepy. Or is it, it's the wrong word as well. The relationship thing where you think you're in a relationship with somebody or you've got more, you know, in terms of a relationship with somebody, but they're online. I can't remember the exact name for it at the moment. I used to know it off by heart because I had somebody already doing that and then they left the Discord ages ago. Don't you dare finish that sentence in my presence as proof. That's something else, Dave. No, there's an actual... I know polyamorous is a different thing, but like, there's a certain wording for like somebody online that is such a fan of you, they feel like they've got a very personal connection with you. You know. So it's like, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. That's the best way of putting it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be friendly with everybody. But again, I've said this multiple times, it's like, I'm gonna be nice and friendly to everybody because I'm British. That's what we do. We taught the Canadians how to do this, you know? But it's the whole thing of, I do that out of politeness and because it's nice to do, you know, is treat people kindly. So I just hope people don't get the wrong idea. Ooh. Speaking of Lethal, I want to go back on it later on. Ooh. We'll get Ion on it again. Ion was so angry the last time we were on Lethal. The funny thing is I recorded it as well, so I need to upload it as a separate VOD. So for anyone that's coming in and seeing this now, I'll explain it. So after explaining how I don't want some crazy things going on with the project, I'll show you what's going on with Waterfall, and I'll show you all the versions of it so far, and I'll tell you what the issues are with it, and why it's taking so long, because to be honest, it's the hardest part of this project for me so far. So what we've got here is, God damn it, proof. I can see chat, by the way. Active says, also, up hand is that it can really show who loves your work. True. So, let's go over Waterfall, shall we? So, we figured out Waterfall in its 3D way would have to go round on itself, more or less, to make sense on the original map. That's fine. The problem is doing the actual effects for it, because if we look here, you'll see I'm making a simple box map version here using very basic geometry. And the idea is that I'm using four-sided points all the time to make all this geometry. So it's really simple. So you won't see anything that isn't like a square. It has 4 points, one in each corner. You won't see anything that isn't a square in this, and it's pretty awkward to do. Essentially, you have to plan out what you're modeling and where you're going to be tweaking stuff. But the idea for this is to get simple geometry done so that you can then tweak it later on. Like at the moment, this is a very simplified version, but in some areas, it looks like it's getting a little bit more detailed. But this is just blocking out each cavern area that I want to do, and then like slowly coming up with ideas like where waterfalls will come in and things, right? And then linking all of these lines round to each other so that everything is in its own little cave, and then you go into the next one, and there's the bit where Undyne chases you, and then you come all the way down here. And then when we get here, this is near where the shop is with Gerson, right? So I was doing that, and the thing is, I'm panicking thinking, okay, I need to make this look like a cave. So I then started looking at like tons of games, and everybody does it differently. And then I came up with my own solution, which is using displacement stuff, which I'll show you now, right? So displacement essentially allows me to create a texture on a surface, and then as long as I've got enough points on that surface, I can then do this, where it randomly generates a rough sort of cave wall look to it. And as you can see, it makes it look a little bit better, a little bit more natural, right? This is obviously with a lot more lines in it, and I'll show you what I mean by those lines in a moment, because this is totally different. This is the first version I did where I was like, okay, this is looking promising, but then I looked at the geometry and it wasn't simple at all. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be a mess, right? But that's the first cave area in Waterfall based off concept art, right? And the way that this works is as follows. As you can see, it's a bit higgledy-piggledy with the wires. Ooh. So what we have here is we've got this texture that's generated onto all the walls and then makes them all randomized in terms of like where they're at. And we can change that if we want. We can take it off completely if we want. So we can take all these modifiers off, and you start seeing the geometry and how it's had to be affected. But as you can see, I've had to like sub-deform things to make it work. And as you can see here, when you sub-deform, you can still lower the polygon count later on, but because I was going for more cave details here, it looks messy in some areas, like lines are too close to each other. Some details are just messed up, like over here as we go down, we start getting lines that are way too close. And I'm like, well, if I simplify it first, then I can do this later on and it won't be as crazy or look as nasty. So yeah, I'm kind of having to sort this out so that eventually what it'll end up looking like is, where is it? The idea is that the end result will be something similar to the test here that I've got, where I can then put like all the geometry in and all the textures and it'll look really nice. But to get to there, I have to go through all this other stuff. That's the other one. I don't remember which one it was. Not that one. That one? Nope. That one. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we're just working on the shop area now, and then I'm up to the bit where I have to take a 90-degree right angle down here. So this is the marsh. We're gonna have to do the marsh, and then somehow link the marsh to here, and then it goes underneath and turns right on itself. Goes under the cliffs. Once I've done this section though, because this is the main section that's going to be a problem, then areas like in here where I've got Temi Village and the other sections where you cross like the dark area here and all the trees light up and stuff, once I get to there, that's going to be like the easy bit, because I've already had this prototyped for ages, because it was one that I used in the animation, the trailer. So yeah, I've just got a plan for every location and what it features and trying to link them all together. Interestingly enough, there's actually somebody doing this exact thing, making the entire underground in Minecraft. And I keep watching those videos because they're having the same problem as me, which is, where do you put things? How do you design them? And you know, it's interesting seeing other fans have the same issues and not just be me struggling and being like, help, I don't know what I'm doing, help, help. You know, so it's It's amusing. Gotta find this wall. Because definitely, and it's pretty obvious, these areas were not designed to be done in 3D. Anything but. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. Go up to there and then there. That joins up all of them. And then I've got the marsh here. Careful, Damon and Proof. I see you with the jokes there. 5th graders, after realizing that British people don't have yellow teeth. That's a stereotype. You know, it's a stereotype that gets thrown around a lot by Americans, but it's not true, not to a certain extent. British have yellowed teeth, but not everybody has them. It depends on how much tea you drink. If you drink an absolute ton of tea, it normally yellows your teeth. Or if you you smoke as well, I think it is. So if somebody's smoking like 6 packs a day or whatever, and then drinking a ton of tea, well then they're gonna have like completely yellowed teeth. At least I think that's it. I could be wrong there. I swear. It's from World War II, Jen. Do you want me to come down? I'm gonna come down now. Jen's explaining stuff. I need a history lesson. Hang on. I'm coming down for that history lesson. Here we go. We're coming down. I'll leave the music on. Give me the history lesson when I come down, Jen. Say hi to everyone as well when I get down. Hopefully I don't fall down the stairs. Okay. Correct me. Say hello, by the way.
Hello. Well, technically, you could turn around and say, well, everyone in the world has yellow teeth, but then you've got the stain removing thing from tea, coffee, and cigarettes. But now the stereotype of bad teeth came from World War II when they came over, and well, everyone wasn't their peak performance because, well, you know, it's silly, but you know, blockades of food and supplies, dropping from the sky. It kind of
complicated things.
Yeah, going to the dentist becomes a bit harder when the dentist is basically
bombed. When the dentist doesn't exist. Oh, sorry, baby.
The dentist is on the front lines and his apartment's been bombed.
I woke her up by accident then. Oops. My bad. I'll go back up because I'm too loud. This is why I don't have my microphone on at night. Normally. That moment where you go to the dentist and it's bombed. Let's see. He's not listening, says Proof. Wait, what? Okay. We're back. So yeah, I hope you heard that. I'm not a builder, don't even use Blender, but watching these live streams is kind of nice. Mainly when someone has a goal. It's always nice to see somebody try and reach the goal, you know. Especially when it's such a big project. I try and make them as chill as possible and explain as much as possible so everybody knows exactly what I'm doing and thinking. But yeah, I've been doing this stuff for years. It's just sometimes I get stuck in a rut. Like for instance, trying to come up with certain designs for like Waterfall or what I wanted to do to make it look unique and stuff. And I ended up just spending like a day looking at reference art or photos from actual like proper mine shafts and things like that because I couldn't actually wrap my head around how mines were designed in real life, because you see them in video games, and especially like with me, if you have no sense of reality, because it's kind of gone, you know. If you have no sense of reality or you're not seeing like the inside of a mine properly outside of say Resident Evil 4 or 5, then you don't know exactly what it looks like and you just take it for granted that it's a bunch of tunnels that just go down and then you get ore from it and then come back out. And I hadn't seen any mines, especially on videos, where they open up into bigger caves, like off the references that I just mentioned, the 2 Resident Evil games, that actually have bigger caves there. So I was like, okay, it happens in games, they've probably had reference, I'll have a look around somewhere, and then when I found a reference, I was like, oh, okay, this works now. Yeah. Even if it is split into 10 parts for each section, but hey, 70 live streams. I think American water is affecting my American health, says Active Pink. Yeah. It's fun doing this stuff. I just hate it when I get stuck. Classic says, happens with me doing it with my 2D art. It's hard to do 2D sometimes. I find that any artwork is really hard to do when, one, you've not got reference, and two, you're after a specific look, but you're not quite sure of how to achieve it, or there's just something that's being a tiny roadblock, you know, to your goal. When something like that happens, then it just becomes really awkward, because then you end up getting stuck in one area for ages, just being like, so what do I do now? You know? And it's not good. It's really not good, especially as a creative, because it wastes a lot of time. It's like if you manage to push past that and do what you want to do, then it's good. Trying to vary the height of these caves a little bit here and try and make it so that all the faces line up. But yeah, how's everybody else been doing? I've been doing fine today. I've not had too much sleep, but I'm fine. The reason why I say that is because I stayed up last night trying to do research for this and stuff, so I ended up doing some research, doing a little bit of modeling, and then I was like, I'll pick it up tomorrow and just try and power through this, because I actually still need this done by basically New Year. Because if I don't finish it by New Year, I'm behind, and then when it comes to New Year, it's going to be terrible trying to get everything done in one go, because I've got to do Waterfall, finish off Hotland, the core, and patch Snowdin a little bit, because Snowdin needs a little bit of tweaking to the building textures. But the main thing being this needs to be done, you know, because if I don't get this done, then it's one giant map that is not going to be finished. And then come next year, I'm going to be super busy, so that's going to complicate things. That's why I'm like so insistent on grinding this out at the moment. So there we go, that doesn't look too bad. It looks kind of claustrophobic, which is what I'm after, because it's going to open up into a bigger cave in a moment. So we can go take this, move these down here, try and like lightly shape the top of this cave here. Reminds me I need to play more UndertaleAU later. I'm fine, and not at work until 2nd of Jan, says Proof. Nice! But not think about it then. Yeah, I try, no rush. Yeah, I try and not think about it all the time, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't there in the back of my brain when I'm trying to focus on stuff, and it's like, oh god, time limit, you know. Because it's not as if I can move that time limit either. It's a definite sort of, I can't move this. It has to be done, you know. That's the scariest thing ever, because it's a massive amount of stress. Ooh. And as I've stated before, I'm pretty much allergic to stress. Although who isn't? Okay, so that's looking good. I wonder if I can just bring all of these back here like this. Okay. There we go. Trying to just bring these cave walls in a little bit so I kind of get an idea of what this tunnel is going to be like in full detail. Shape that a little bit. It's gonna be so cool when I get to see all of this in like proper 3D with all the details. Maybe you should try a lot of cave movies like The Descent. Oh yeah, that'd be good. It's like the worst part about this is at the moment I'm doing it all on one level. You know, like you don't see me actively changing the the level of this and making it go down and down and down. But at the same time, there's kind of an excuse for that. The excuse being that I'm literally, apart from the marsh here and the bottom, I'm using this kind of like traditional mines, you know, where they go to a certain level and then go straight forwards for the most part. Because essentially this is dug out straight through Snowdin's Cliff here and goes all the way through to Hotland. So they've dug all the way through the marsh area and gone straight through to Hotland, which is pretty crazy to think about. There we go, there's a wall there that I need to do. Okay, so this is the room that I get stuck at, or rather I did get stuck at when I was designing stuff. Because it's like, dude, what the heck am I doing? It's like you just do a right angle and go round on yourself. And then in this room, we're going to have a giant waterfall like the Steam version. So I might have to get the door model again and turn it into a waterfall here. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, so here's where it's going to get interesting, because I can't go any further with the path there now. So I have to now take a left here. But yeah, I keep saying to people when it comes to like Waterfall and designing it and then making it in 3D, it's highly intimidating. Like I've been going around to people that are in the Undernet that have a lot of experience building like VR maps and stuff and have done like Waterfall before, or just people with experience in general. And I'm like, how did you do this? How did you overcome these issues? What the heck do you have in terms of advice for me that I can use? And the one thing that I took away from the moment is simplify it and then go from there. You know, which sounds obvious, but when you're busy freaking out about like how clean your model is gonna look, you know, you don't normally think about that kind of thing. So I'm wondering whether I can just, because that's there, I could literally just simplify that wall, probably. Let's see. So, because if I go like this, what we can do is take that and have it be like two little areas. Turn them 90 degrees. Part 6 says, nice, cool if you had a secret room with an elevator going down to the bottom like an Easter egg. I'd like everybody's name in who helped, that would be awesome. I'm still putting everybody in the credits as well. That's going to be super awesome to have everybody in the credits. It's going to take a long time to make sure all the credits are right, but it's going to be awesome. The thing is here, if I add this and I don't add it correctly, then it's going to totally goof up, so I need to figure out how to do this. Now, it's kind of like a mini puzzle in itself, because up to there is fine mesh-wise. I think what we're going to have to do to prototype this is we take this and drag it up. Donators get into the credits, guys. Me and my $1 is active. That's the funny thing is, despite everything, I've not actually turned around and been like, oh yeah, you know, donate money to me for this project. I just never thought about it that way. I'm just like, I just want to do this because I enjoy it and because I enjoy Undertale. You know. Doo-doo-doo. Right, so if I do that and then go... The idea being that this is like water that flows out of these holes into the room. If I do that, that should be okay. Not saying you should drain people's money or ask for insane goals, but sometimes funding helps. I mean, yeah, I know. It's just that whole thing, I feel like it'd be kind of weird to add that at the moment. I could always just, like, in a video, just turn around and be like, help support the channel, you know? So I don't want to push that too much. I'm really reluctant to actually do that, despite, you know, it potentially helping the channel. Because I've got, like, the links and everything down below, but you'll notice I never openly talk about it on stream. I'm just like, oh, I'll just leave it there. I'll leave the coffee details there, or like Ko-Fi, whatever you want to call it. It's like, I'll leave the coffee details there. If anyone wants a super chat, they can do. There's the HLJ link, but outside of that, I don't really mention it. Go full DSP get, says Damon. You know you wanna. Well, the funny thing is, it's like I've already mentioned about problems that could happen next year that could leave me totally screwed. But it's like, I'm keeping those out of the conversation deliberately, you know? Oh. I think it's also because I've got PTSD from the last project that I did, when I actually did try that. When I was like, because the idea was that I would try that and it would help fund, you know, like get a new computer, and then I could do the project, and bam, there we go, done. Got the computers, got the setup and everything. It was all really nice. Community was really nice about it. And what ended up happening was the person that I was working with then used the time that he had to instead go for industry work. And I felt really cheated afterwards, because it's like, dude, people gave us this money, they trusted us, and instead you've used it to go get industry work? No. So it was not nice. And as a result, I've felt really guilty since, because it's not as if I can just turn around and be like, oh, here's the money, especially when I've got none. You know, so that was really rough on me. It's like, there's feeling guilty about something, and then there's feeling like a complete dick, you know, because of something like that happening, and I've just not felt good ever since. Hey Ryden, how you doing? Okay, so for this bit here, I can make the ledge pop out there. I don't really need the back bit, but I gave that term feeling like the villain as active. It's like, who's the two additions to the Church of Undertale? What, you mean Sexy Nun, Metaton, and what was it, Spanish Inquisition Papyrus? Along with Bishop Sands and Pope Undine. Oh my god, yeah. Sammy's drawn Kara and Frisk together as like angels. But I mentioned the other day, it's like I do like the drawings. It's just because of how I'm doing Immersiontale, and because of like the way that I like the story. I prefer seeing Kara as like just a misguided good guy. You know, so, or good person, despite the fan depiction of Kara being like the worst thing to ever exist. I blame YouTubers for that, you know, the larger ones that was like, oh my god, is Kara evil when the game first came out? Yeah, otherwise Sammy's artwork would be up here as well. Like, no offense to Sammy, obviously. They do really good artwork. It's just one of those things where I was just like, Have you seen the new AI update for YouTube? It's getting spooky. Wait, what? They're going to be using AI people for vids. Oh, God. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. That's fair. I don't like handouts because of my childhood and being poor, says Damon. It's like, I'm not against charity. The problem is, I come from a family that is, like, incredibly proud is the best way of putting it. Where it's like, when they want to do something, they'll be like, oh no, we do it with our money. We're not borrowing from anybody else. You know, and it ends up being kind of awkward. Like, we're not borrowing from anyone. We're not doing this. We earn everything ourselves. It's like, I understand the concept behind it. And sure enough, it is nice being able to say, yeah, I do that. I'm not doing anything dodgy. But at the same time, it's like, if you need the help, then you need the help, you know. Plus, plenty of people have helped out with the channel before. It's just, that situation definitely, that situation that I was on about definitely colored me the wrong way in terms of, like, how I feel about stuff. Because before it, I was like, okay, donations are good for a project because they'll help out. And then after it, I was like, dude, I can't give these people back the money. I feel like trash now. You know, that was the worst bit. The worst bit was not being able to turn around and be like, look, I'm sorry this didn't go down so well. Here's the money back. That's the worst bit, because then people think you're deliberately stealing off them, and it's like, no, that's really not my intention, you know. That never has been and never was my intention. That project was just a complete nightmare. It's the worst thing I think I've ever done. Because I was like, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be all cool, and the next moment it's like, no, it isn't. It's bad. Yeah, no joke, I get a lot of sleepless nights about that project. Oh my god, Sans is inspired and has the same height as Ness. Is Sans Ness is active? Oh, that reminds me of the Undertale joke that I keep doing, you know, of like FNAF being linked to Undertale, thus MatPat jokes can commence. You know, we found out that was a legit thing the other day, because if you saw the Undertale yellow stream, you'll actually know that they had a FNAF reference in it. And Yellow has been given the green light by Toby, the creator of Undertale, so technically you could say that it was canon that FNAF and Undertale are now linked to each other. It's like, wait, what? At least just by a small reference. And before I put the MatPat music on, again, I have MatPat brain rot from that last update. Oh, come on now. Well, let's just do this, because the idea is that I'm gonna weld this into here so that these faces are gonna look like areas where water's coming through. Today is... Oh, Toby is an amazing guy to make fan games canon, says Ryden. Indeed. Let's see. Damon says, that mindset is better than being indebted to people, but if it's just me, I love how different people are. Like, it's definitely better than being indebted to people. You know, but at the same time, it's like, well, if you're struggling, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Put this down here. I've seen this area actually made in Source Filmmaker, and it looks really good. So let's try and... Oh, I forgot, this bit goes to the... Oh, this is going to be awkward. I might have to redesign the marsh a little bit. But yeah, I'm half tempted to put more map pack jokes in Immersiontale now, because I already have map pack jokes on the certain areas. I was gonna say where they actually were then, and I'm like, no, I'll just leave them. All I'm gonna say is if people are looking around for a certain person's text that may be written in hands, then you may find some funny stuff if you translate it. That's if I show it on screen for long enough so people can translate it. But yeah, beware the man who speaks in hands. Where he may have some game theory references. Put that there? That should be alright. Although, looking at this, might actually do that there and have that coming out there. This means that the cactus enemy is canon. Yeah, the Cactoni. I really love Cactoni. Half tempted to do another waterfall there going down so that it makes sense with the garbage dump. Or just have that be like a giant section. Instead of being like that, we'll change it up a bit. What's your opinion on Twitch's artistic nudity? So can somebody explain that to me, because I've not actually properly heard what the exact details are for this, I don't think anyway. I may have had it explained to me by one person before, but I can't remember. Because I've not paid much attention because it's Twitch. Let's go this way. The amount of references you can put in the garbage dump. I know, right? Dude, my brain is so harsh there. I just turned around and went, you can put Rooster Teeth references in it? Oof. What is my brain doing today? It's being so nasty. Game says, Twitch changed their rules to allow artistic nudity, so a bunch of VTubers started to post naked VTuber models and were banned. Then they reverted. Wait, so are there any large VTubers that we know that have been banned? This is because I want to see if it's anybody that I know so I can laugh at them. Because come on, there's pushing your luck and then there's just doing something like that. Like the moment somebody says, oh yeah, you can do this, they're just like, oh yeah, let's go for it. And just randomly slams the I have a nude model button. It's like, dude, why did you have a nude model in the first place, you know? It's not as if I walk around with a button on my character that takes all my clothes off, you know? Why is it posting that link statement? Wait, what? Let's see. I'm gonna do that. Imagine you include some Undertale yellow references, like once Frisk finds an empty gun and a cowboy hat, there could be a note with safety goggles. Marino is banned. Let's see. You mean Marine? Or Kraken Mummy, because I just had to go look her up. I don't think I've seen her. I know Hoshu Marine. Oh, there we go. VTuber Marina. There is an actual Marina. Got banned from Twitch. Explore the real reason behind it 16 hours ago. Why do these people have these models? People are getting nuts nowadays. See, I do want to include references to Yellow. Lots of different references, including we've already recorded lines with Lucky, the voice actor for Mew Mew and Mad Dummy. We've already voiced the lines for the arcade machine because I want to include the shoot 'em up arcade machine from the Dunes in there. You know. But yeah, why the heck do people have these like switches on the models or stuff that allow them to do this? You know, I have like two models. This one, the Dave one, or rather the Moody Dave one, the combined model for both sides of my personality, which is supposed to be more positive. And then I have the Moody one, which is the obvious invert of this, which is black and has a couple of other subtle differences. You know, which I honestly need to redo these models a little bit and improve them so that they stand out a little bit more. But apart from that, I have only those two, and then Jen's model, and then we've got the Christmas versions of both models, and that's it. You know, so it's like, what the hell? I don't get why people suddenly are able to pull these things out of like thin air. It's just like, dude, why do you even have these? Just why? There's like no reason to at all. Just makes me confused. Demon says, you know well why. Well, no, like, it's black and he has a Nintendo hoodie on. No. They're probably from adult page or something. The thing is, it's like, if people want to do that kind of content, that's fine. You know, like, they can do whatever the hell they want. That's their content. But when you're a big VTuber, you know, unless you're like Melody, where Melody already has a rep for doing that kind of thing, you'd expect that people wouldn't have that kind of thing going on, you know? Or is that just me where I'm like, oh, I don't expect people to have this kind of thing going on, and then next minute it's like, so anyway, this kind of thing's going on. It's like, god damn it. Views, potentially. Publicity stunt, maybe. It's like, I wouldn't put it past them for views and stuff. That sounds legit, but... the heck, Proof? You're technically a VTuber, right? Yes, I am. That's why I'm trying to understand it, because I'm like, I don't understand this. You know. Proof needs those feet pics, Dave. Oh no. Leave my feet alone, thank you very much. Just realized I need those to be... Give me the feet, says Proof. But you get what I mean, right? If you're like a big VTuber, unless you've deliberately started out with like lewds, or you've made a rep for doing lewds, like Melody has, because Melody was the first one to really do that, I think. It's like, then I don't see why everybody else is jumping on the bandwagon unless they're just super thirsty. You know, because then you've got the problem of, well, then that character's artwork and stuff is just going to be out everywhere. So you're just going to be fueling the people that are like, oh, we'll just do lewds of your character. You know. It's like, once that stuff is out there in the wild, you cannot control that. other people that have got it. Let's do that to about there. Do, 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 do. Okay. Bruh, R34 artists don't need fuel. They're born with it. Anyway, yeah, in terms of like references and stuff, I can't wait to throw an absolute ton of references in here for Yellow. It's gonna be so fun. Like some broken UGPS signs and stuff like that. But that's just a theory, sister. I said the thing. Indeed. It's just a theory. A game theory. And before we have another map pack raid in the Undernet. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy going into the Undernet and putting the map pack avatar on and then messing around with it and hearing people just all of a sudden just be like, wait a minute, is that map pack? Just, I don't know what it is, but every time I hear just the, is that map pack? I always lose it. I think it's because I don't expect people to be walking around in the Undernet with map pack on. You know, it's like the one thing that you probably wouldn't expect when going in there, considering it's an Undertale hub. Next moment, you've got Matthew Patrick walking around from the Game Theorist channel. It's come to a point where it's a literal meme in the server where I just like go around just be like, give me content. Maybe you can find Kaneko's mask. Oh, that reminds me. I have not completed Yellow yet. I've got up to the Steamworks just. Don't go any further than that if you've completed it in terms of like spoilers and stuff. I don't want it spoiled. That reminds me, next event has been changed. I said to people it was going to be like tomorrow, I think it was, the 18th. It's actually been changed. I checked the Undernet. I'm just going to double check it now. In the events tab, we've got a Giftmas party, which is when the community are just going to be doing a meet of the multiverse, but without the required roleplay. So I imagine it's just going to be a big get-together. And then Underfest on the 22nd, which I'm going to be interested in, because that one's going to be similar to the summer one, I think. And then on the 27th, there's a New Year's meetup as well at the Royal Guard place, but that actually is in roleplay stuff. So if you're into roleplay in VR chat, then you'd have to dress up in actual Undertale avatars and act like them. Which I'm not too much into, which is why the first two might be a thing for me, Wednesday and Friday. Mainly Friday for me, I think, the Underfest. I do know of certain things that were talked about, but I'm not going to mention them in terms of like ideas of what's going on. It's going to be interesting, is all I'm going to say. If all the ideas have been put forward are actually implemented, then it's going to be interesting and fun. And I'm going to be able to turn around and be like, I had a hand in this. But yeah, that's all I'm saying, obviously, because I can't spoil anything. It's all like partner talk behind the scenes in the Undernet. Stream it, yeah, I might do. Oh my god, it's only, what was that, 10 AM, says Sammy? Hey, Sammy. Trying to figure out this room, man. It's you know how I said about the wires, the mesh, and how I'm trying to keep it clean. This part's worrying me because of the design. Maybe I should do this bit as like its own separate design so I can figure out where I want to put the water, and then I can model the room around it. That's probably the best bet. Why does it sound so dirty when you say I've got a hand in this? I don't know. You know, I just put a picture of Starlo as a kid in Immersiontale. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of things I can do. Like I want to. I was thinking of putting, you know, the Mew Mew Kissy Shooty game. I think it is. Oh no, sorry, Love Blasters. I want to put Love Blasters in probably either Grillby's, Alphys's lab, or in the garbage dump. Whoa, you got a hand in what, Sis Pink? It's just the way Proof was saying stuff. But yeah, I want the Love Blasters video game cabinet in there at some point. That'd be pretty cool. I want the UGPS signs around, maybe just like broken, like have a broken one someplace. I want a Honeydew Resort sign that's like potentially broken in Snowdin for obvious reasons, just off the beaten path. For the ruins, God damn it, Ping. In the ruins, I want potentially a reference to the corn that's left, you know, like the heads of corn that are left by, isn't it, Dalv, and Dalv gets them from Starlo's farm. Trying to think what else. I could even try and get an old wanted poster for like Red or something, because you know how they mention Red is or has been arrested beforehand. Because it'd be good getting a Red reference in there. Trying to think what else. Because you want all these things being really subtle. Kaneko's mask, definitely. Maybe at the side of the river, close to like Heartland, have the remains of Ava that have potentially like fallen off the cliff and washed downstream. So what is Papyrus? Spanish Inquisition Papyrus. Will Jerry be an Immersiontale? I can try and get the model for Jerry. The thing is, I know Lotus has a model for Jerry, so I might ask Lotus for the model. That's if Lotus will give me the model, otherwise I don't have a model for Jerry at the moment. Because the idea is I don't want to try modeling characters too much because I'm not good at them. And obviously, the only way I can get characters otherwise is literally by paying people. And of course, I don't get money, so it's the whole thing. Well, I say that. I got the super chat the other day, but that's still not going to be enough to pay off something like that that's a commission normally, because labor costs a lot more. And it's the whole thing of, like I was talking about before, I don't really want to start turning this into a paid project. Plus, the Dono super chat that I got the other day from Classic was given to us as a Christmas present for the entire family, not just me. So I can't just use that on the project and be like, oh yeah, there we go, you know. So yeah. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, indeed. But yeah, I can try getting these characters. That's all I can do at the moment. is ask people, like, I still need to ask Kara again for, or whoever else has got the model for fish receptionist in the MTH resort. But I don't know whether it's me, but I get, like, it might be me thinking too much, but I get the small, like a small sort of thought in the back of my head that's like, you know, you'll probably have a better time trying to actually get these character models when you've actually done something and put something out that people can see, you know, so they can get an idea of how good it's going to be. Because the idea is obviously to use the community's help in whatever way possible to get this project done. But I can't help but feel like there are some members of the community that hold models at the moment that are like, not so sure about this. Let's see where it goes first. Let's see if you can actually complete something. That might be me being cynical, you know, or being just a bit sort of nasty to myself, but, you know, it makes sense that you don't just go around giving a random stranger your models. I mentioned that in, like, the very first presentation, and that I was actually kind of surprised when Floral Pikmin did it for a lot of the models that I needed. But Floral has a trust thing with me that we've got going on, so I'm happy about that. I also got lucky in getting stuff like Mew Mew's model and things. So it's just a case of either asking the right people at the right time or putting something out there that they can physically see so they can be like, okay, you actually do the work and put it out that you keep on going on about in all your videos. Okay, I'm a little bit happier to give you this now. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting from people. I don't know whether it's right or not. Like, I could be totally wrong about that, but I hope I am, to be honest. I hope I'm totally wrong about that, sorry. Because I'd like to think that people were better than that, but I can't blame people for being protective with their artwork, so, you know, it's like, it's cool. It's cool. You think too much? Proof, I can't help it, man. It's the way I am. You know. You've said that so many times, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Especially with me turning around and being like, yeah, I'm not too sure whether there's something wrong with me in terms of me being on the spectrum. It's like, it would explain quite a lot of things, you know, including overthinking. That's why humanity invented alcohol. I am not gonna, turn to alcohol. It's not a pleasant thing to talk about. If the underground has custom bad words, it'd be so funny. Like, imagine Jerry stubs his toe and starts saying, "Oh my Asgore, it hurts." It hurts as much as an undyne. Oh. What the heck, Damon? Oh, I get what you two are on about there, but goddamn, what? Oh, I could really have a good laugh with this now. It might be funny, but Jen, you read chat? I might get people laughing from that if they understand what I was getting at then, especially because of the way the conversation went. Hey, Sky. Great minds think ahead and then achieve great things is classic. It's just, I like planning for different things, you know, and making sure that nothing goes wrong or hardly anything goes wrong, so I'd like to say that that's fair. You can get a lot of comedy from Snowden. What if Jerry falls down a cliff? I wanted to have Frisk do the ice puzzle and then fall off into the snow. Just kicks down the door, says Damon. I'll stop now, says Damon. Nah, Proof, you were totally getting at that. You were totally getting at that. I'll say no more. You and Damon were totally going that direction with the conversation. At least that's the idea that I got. It says a lot about me and what I think about you two when that kind of thing comes out as the answer from me. Let's move on to food. So scooped bagels. Proves a pure Christian child. Oh, I bet. He's as innocent as Spanish Inquisition, Sansa. No bagels. Yeah, was anyone around for me mentioning scooped bagels the other day? That was funny. These rivers have rounded corners. I know, right? And before I start just referencing scooped bagels again for the sake of it. Dino chicken nuggets are awesome. I really enjoy them. I just realized how I can do that there. I can have all of that. You can have all of that run under there and then come out there. That'll work. I'm eating some chicken nuggets now, says Damon. Dino chicken nuggets, man, they're awesome. It was funny because, like, I remember when we lived in a flat, I kept getting Dino chicken nuggets and my parents kept calling me childish because I was getting them. I'm like, excuse me, these are awesome. You need to give those to your kid when she can eat them. Oh, that'll be so funny. I kept joking about it because we already let her try a little bit of chicken, but we mashed it up and I turned around and said she's definitely not vegan at the moment. You know, as a joke. Because she absolutely loved the mashed up chicken. Oh, dude, I just realized that's a freaking try, isn't it? Oh, no, that's a try. I don't have tries on my mesh. God damn it, I didn't pay enough attention there. I was trying to keep the other bits at the side tries. No, that's gonna be bad. So we've got some tries that is not good for the model in general. I had Pop-Tarts for breakfast. Oh, in terms of Pop-Tarts, who has Pop-Tarts cold? Is it just me? I just eat them as if they're like brownies or something. The chocolate ones. If eating chicken nuggets makes me a child, then it's a small price to pay, says Sky. Yeah, it's because we saw them in the shop one time again. I was like, I've not had them in ages. I was like, I need some Dino chicken nuggets. And then my parents came in and were like, dude, what the hell are you eating? And I was like, Dino chicken nuggets? They were like, what the heck? It's like, hi. But this was ages ago. This was literally like years ago now. We're talking like when we actually lived near my parents. Now they're like at least 4 hours away. I eat them out the wrapper, says Ryan. Yeah, I have them cold sometimes. I was gonna say, because I swear, it would be childish if you bought chicken nuggets that look like dinos. No, that's what I'm on about, Proof. I literally get the chicken nuggets that look like dinosaurs. You know, the dinosaur-shaped ones. Can I just say, why did I see the Amazing Digital Circus in a book in the Ruins updates, Sammy? Oh, you've seen one of the Easter eggs. That was one that I put in there because Wally's voice actress, Frisk's voice actress, Wally, had just seen Digital Circus, and we both started talking about it, and I was like, I can put it in as a reference if you want, and she was like, yeah, sure, go for it. So, yeah, Digital Circus. God damn it, Proof. I also saw X-Tail. Yeah, there's a lot of different, you thought you were sneaky. No, I showed off a video, Sammy, showing all of those, remember? I was like, check out the references, and then I showed them all off in a video and was like, yeah, I'll put these in, Toriel's house. It's not as if I was being sneaky. Digital Circus is meant to have, I think it's 6 or 8 episodes, Sky. I'm totally not waiting on them. The same with Has-Been. Like, I really want Has-Been to do well, but after all the controversy and everything, it has me kind of worried. I definitely prefer Hell of a Boss at the moment. Primarily because Hell of a Boss is so funny. It's more my thing in terms of comedy and stuff, but I love the pilot. Like, the pilot version of Stolas is so funny. I'm kind of upset that they didn't keep pilot version of Stolas. Sammy says, I see all. I'm messing. And a very important question, what's your favourite ship? What, for Undertale? I was on about this before, kind of. No. Okay, so... Hell of a Boss. Ooh. I think I'll go... Like, I like Blitz and Stolas, but it's like... I do also like Moxie and Millie, so it's like... I'll go with those. The only reason I like Blitz and Stolas is because it's just so funny that they've continued it since the pilot. But it's got more dramatic as it goes on, obviously. Let's actually keep that there. Fizz and Ozzy, Stolas and Blitz, but better. Fizz and Ozzy are okay. I think it's the reason why I say that is because, like, they were originally introduced kind of like antagonists in the one episode where they went to the Lust Ring for the first time. So it's like, yeah, I'm not too into them, even though they're still good characters, you know, and obviously they've got more to them now that we've seen them in later episodes. Controversy. Moody, hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. Wait, what? Oh, God damn it. I was going to read all of that and then I was like, wait a minute, I realized I'm going through here and I'm reading this and I'm not checking it first. I'll just get out the ukulele now. Bring! Time for an apology video. Oh no! You know. Ever had chicken nuggets with sweet and sour sauce? Yes, they're great. Right, so what we're doing here at the moment is making the edge of this waterfall here. Just doing this along the top. I think I might actually be tempted to put it a little bit further down, but whatever. I just want to steal Jeff, says Sammy. No! No! Leave him alone. He's fine where he is. He's just chilling. He's not done anything wrong. What's your favorite sauce for chicken nuggets? Barbecue. Barbecue. You can't go wrong with barbecue. Seriously, barbecue may be like the safest bet for most sauces, but it's so nice. Pink. Another one that's good for like meat and stuff is teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce is so nice. Okay, so these bits at the side here. I don't want to make this geometry too complicated, so instead, let's go to here and then we'll have it about like this, round, do this again. Just trying to get an idea of this entire room in 3D is rough. I have a message. What's that? Oh, it's Dork's YouTube. Not YouTube, wait, what? Under event is dropping its trailer really soon. Wait, what? So I have to watch that later on by Dorked. And then... Oh! What makes Gerson great? A character analysis. Oh, gotta do that. I'll watch that later on. Just not on stream, because otherwise I'll get told off for watching it on stream. Even though technically I could do. Let's see here. Did I? Yeah, there we go. I was trying to figure out whether I disconnected that or not. Wait, no, wait a minute. Did I not disconnect that? Okay. Duplicate, hide, take that. So I got lots of content to look at. Lots of stuff to work on. Fun times. What's your daughter think of applesauce? Jen? Oh, I'm not getting any response. That's, worrying. Give me a moment. Oh, wait. You responded. Is that because... Is baby asleep downstairs, Jen? Oh, oops. Sorry, my bad. Can you remember if the baby's tried applesauce? I don't think she has, right? It's just like purring stuff. And before everybody's saying hi to Jen. I don't think... Wait, she's had apple and pear, apple and mango, many other stuff. Alright, what's the progress of the update? So... I guess I'll go over it with everyone again. I'll do like a bit of the update here now. Jen's my favorite because it's rare to see. So seeing her is always a treat. Aw. Okay, so what we essentially have here is a bit of a problem. Just let me... Dude, what the... Okay. So, the problem I had with doing Waterfall was that I started out... Where is it? I started out doing the test, and then I was like, okay, I need to figure out what to do for the caves. And I wanted the caves to actually look like caves. So I started doing this kind of thing, where we have all the walls look a little bit wibbly-wobbly on the inside. And it just makes it look a little bit more natural and a bit more like a cave, right? Because you got all the walls looking like rocks and stuff. And I'm like, okay, just got a texture looking pretty nice right now. Problem was that when you do models like this, you do it all out of like points and wires. And essentially, what was happening was the wires were way too messy in this version for what I was doing. They weren't clean at all. So what I ended up doing was being like, okay, how do I sort this out? So my idea is to go and do something like this with a more simplified version, and then I can use the simplified version to hopefully do everything a lot better. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm making all the rooms and everything simplified, and then we can see all of Waterfall, and then I can hopefully go ahead and do the wall effect. But here we've got the beginning of Snowdin. I need to make this, well, the end of Snowdin, sorry, I need to make this longer. But this goes out towards Papyrus's house, and then we've got the river down that way. In through here, we've got the big room where we're going to have a load of like different geometry. Inside there, I think it's just past Sans' shop, because Sans' shop is, well, Sentry Station is there. Then this way we've got the room with the seed puzzle, because there's the waterfall there. The quiche is going to be here. Yeah, Papyrus and Sans' house. It's over this way. So when you look at Snowdin from here, you're going to see Papyrus's house with Sans as well, right? Because they share the same house. The only reason I call it Papyrus's house is because he's the last character we'll see in this bit. Out of bounds, I'm silly. Yeah, it's because it's not there. I've not modeled that bit there, so... So yeah, we're going through here. The quiche, the abandoned quiche is going to be in here. We got the waterfall here, and then we come through to this area. And this area has the wishing room in, of which I'm going to have like a minecart track. You know, with originally Waterfall looked like it was going to be a mine mixed with a lot of like watery areas. So I'm going to lean into that a little bit for mine, and it's almost going to be like a mixture between the dunes from Yellow and Waterfall. And then we got out here. This is the big room where we read a little bit about monster history and then get chased by Undyne. It's going to need to be a little bit bigger, I think. But, yeah, we get chased all the way down here by Undyne and then in through here. This is where we find Gerson's shop in there, I think. Or it's the ice cream room. And then in here is where we've got the start of the marsh, to which I think I'll have to go down here. But this is going to be the waterfall area for the garbage dump, which is going to be down there. And then we go around here and up, and then walk all the way around, come back, go underneath where the cliffs are going to be, come around here. Over here is going to be the castle, and then we come up and around, and we end up going underneath Undyne's place, roughly about here, and then go all the way to the end of the level. So we do like a load of different 90-degree right angles there, I think it is, to get out there. I've also got to do the entire chase sequence in that giant pit area, which is actually here. I wasn't ready for the responsibility. Indeed. Dave, have you added Save the Booze? Not yet. I'm collecting all the references on like a list so I can add them in. Oh, excuse me. Especially because I've still got to complete Yellow as well, so there's probably going to be lots more references that I want to make. But I've not done Save the Booze yet. It's on the cards, you know, with the rest of everything. Over here. Where the heck is the marsh gone here? Just realised that reference plane has just like vanished. Did I just like yeet out of existence or something? Let's try this. I think I might have. Do 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 do. Oh, what the hell is the scaling going on here? I don't even... Now it's off. Could would leave the debugging to gamers like a lot of companies do now. It's not so much debugging as it is just letting gamers do the job, which is bad. We're gonna get gamers to do the job, and then we don't have to pay anybody. That's literally it in a nutshell. I'm working in the games industry, it'll be fun. Trying to scale that up there, but I think I screwed up a little bit. Dry add mesh plane. Okay, we're getting there. Admittedly, so's Christmas, but we're getting there. Scaling slightly off here. Oh. Actually, no, that's fine. It's this bit that isn't. That moment where I get all of this wrong now because the scale's just off by a little bit. Wait, what is wrong there? Is that because of... You kidding me? Oh my... Right. There we go, that's correct now. Let's see... One good thing about CWM, or Custom Mech Wars, is I've been playing more or less non-stop and I haven't run into any game-breaking bugs. Oh, nice! Oh, Saints Row, man. Saints Row died after the original trilogy. Oh, the cat's here. Cat just appears. Hey, Revenge. So here's one for you guys. This is going to be a test for you to see what you think of this sprite work, right? And how you think this should work height-wise. Because what we have here is the entire marsh section, right? Now, as you can see up here, this is pretty flat where the mouse is and the duck. But as you come down here, down the stream, as you can see, when we get to roughly about here, we have our first waterfall, right? So this insinuates we have a height drop, meaning that everything around about this area then comes to a large drop that goes down here, right? So this level around here with all this bit, you'd expect to be lower than up above here, yeah? Same with this area, is that drops down, and we're gonna have to bring that into Waterfall, or the garbage dump down here. But the thing is, if we know that this goes down at least one level, what do we do over here? I think I might have to have this be on the lower section. So this is kind of like its own thing. It goes down, down again, down and goes round. Round here, I think this might have to be a lower section. But the thing is, if that's a lower section, then how does that make sense because of that? The only thing that can be is raised. Hey Mike, hey Alvin. That's got to be raised so that it makes sense with that bit there. And then that bit's going to be like a cave. Because there's the cave entrance, which then goes under Undine's bit. So, how's your day? It's going good, it's going good. Because we want to go under the water there. To avoid the duck bit, because that's how it works. I think the paths should be raised. I think it might have to be raised up until there, and then when we get here, I might have to go down again and under, rather than up, because then I won't, if I go up, I'll run straight into this corridor here. Are you feeling better, says Alvin? I'm feeling a little bit better. I've still got the cold on my chest. It's just not hitting me as much because I'm constantly taking cold medicine for it, so that, and occasionally you'll just hear me like turn off the mic for a sec while I'm actually dealing with it. I find that when I wake up though, I'm very congested, so it's pretty bad. Yeah, if we prototype this now, what we essentially have is this waterfall that comes here. Because we know that's on a lower level already, this doesn't drop down, this is on a higher section. This is going to be higher here, but the problem is, that's going to have to be a ramp that goes to the lower section. So we got this that goes down here like this. Toby getting me again with his shenanigans. Revenge says, I also have a balloon. Oh, nice. It's hard translating 2D sprites into 3D sprites. Yep. Classic says, enjoy the stream. You're doing amazing work. Thank you very much, Classic. Thank you for enjoying. Ooh. So, we got that waterfall there. We know this one is going to come down here. What the smallest plunge pool is for a waterfall. Should really go look that up for a laugh. So, I need to leave. Good day, man. Remember to relax. Oh, I will. I will. Thank you very much, Alvin. David says, I wonder if the original Undertale developer put up some 3D artwork of how he thinks it'll work. I've checked around. There's nothing, unfortunately. Oh, having a stretch. Oh, so, what we got is this sort of thing going on. So, up until about the halfway point, all of the river is the same. Let's see here. So we got this. That over there. And we got this here. No, I reckon based on this. Actually, no, we've got another one down there. This is just the basics of this. So I reckon at best, this is like maybe here? Oh no. That one stays the... This one stays here, but because of how this is, that's gonna dip down. And then rounds, that's... Yep, that's on another level. This one, the thing is, coming back up here makes no sense when you think about it. Because it doesn't seem right when you try modeling it, unless you don't model it as violently low like that. Because if we were to put it, say, like this, I think I might need Frisk for this, in terms of, like, the height model. Oh no, where did that thing go? Is she hiding? Yeah, she's hiding down there. Although I unhide a thing there, it's in the way. I just realized that's actually where it needs to be. My bad. Can I have some drop-offs? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, maybe. Right, because this goes... Feeling fatigued now. This is what I get for like basically only having like five hours sleep. And I need some sleep for later on when I go on lethal. Sammy says my cat's playing with an old birthday balloon. I can't focus. No sleep, only she, says John. Hey John, how you doing? Do you want me to put world revolt? No, I'm messing. I knew Sammy might react to it. I was like, will Sammy react if I just start saying I'll put world revolving on? John immediately like comes in, says hi, looks in, sees giant world revolving sign, leaves. It's just like, no, come back. It's alright, John, you know I'm messing around with you anyway. Sorry for anyone that can hear me eating here, I'm just having like snacky shortbread biscuits at the moment. John's gonna remember that. I'm going back into the box, says John. No! No! I didn't mean it! It's all good! Oh, no. Maybe like that? No, that don't quite work based on how the geometry is. Ooh! I'm watching analog horror with you in the background. What? Jurassic Park analog horror was something that I got into recently. That's crazy. Thanks to one of the JP channels that was like, check this out, and then I'm like, oh, okay, and the next one I'm like, oh, okay. FNAF analog, to be exact. Oh, nice. Somebody get the Goosebumps theme going. Wait, why is that? Dude, I'm after that one. Okay, for that, to then come back there. Oh no, we might have to go over the tunnel instead. Problem is we can't because of where Undyne's is. There's a Godzilla one that's really good. Ooh, interesting. It's either we go under the tunnel or over now. The problem is, if you go under again like that, because of how close we are, we risk just like clipping through the wall there. So I might have to change this part of the marsh a little bit. You right, Jen? She woke up. Already on it, this David. This Goosebumps theme is awesome. Oh. I wonder. Dude, I just thought of a way that I can technically keep the marsh there while also editing it. So we have this bit here. Still be the same, right? That's no problem. But we drag that slightly up, right? And we make that kind of a dead end. And then I'm going to loop that back around. and that's going to be like a another hole in a wall, essentially. So let's just go see how the baby is. Just give me a sec. Fun times. Gonna turn the mic off because there's gonna be lots of crying. Oh no! Should have seen it when she woke up the other night. She wasn't crying because I was right there. She just had big smiles. We're back. 2 people left. It's fine. It's fine. So who we got left? Hey, Sammy. Yeah, who we got left in here? Me and John, I think, is Sammy. Oh. Hey, John. The avatar. Oh, yeah. Oops. My bad. There we go. I'll just try and finish up this area now, and then I'll be calling it for the moment because of the baby. Baby's, I think, got an upset stomach. She's not particularly happy right now. It's like, oh no. When I put her down, she started crying again, so I don't know whether she wants me or upset tummy or what, so I'll just try and get this done as quickly as I can, and then away we go. Poor baby. So what we got so far? Up to the marsh has been done. I just need to do this little thing over here that I'm going to do for the walkway thing that I want to block out. It's kind of like Asgore's place and Toriel's place with having to have the floor do this. Maybe always ends up calming down when I'm with her though, so that's why I'm like turning around and being like, yeah, I'll get going in a moment just so I can sort stuff out. So now we should be able to go underneath the floor there. We need to be a little bit deeper for that. As you can see, we're not deep enough. Good luck trying to translate this into your animation, says Damon. Oh no, it'll be alright. It's just a little bit of work trying to, you know, get it all set up. So there we go, underneath that area now. This is how Waterfall will work because of how we have to make it work with the geometry that we have. Because obviously, like I was saying, the little bird is the main problem. The little bird is a joke by Toby that makes you skip all of the marsh and a ton of other stuff. So if we instead have it done a certain way, we can then go underneath the little bird, come out round the back. So the idea now is to do all of the marsh room, connect all of that together so it makes sense, go under Undyne's house and up the other side, which will lead us round the back here, and then we go round here, and that will allow us, let's move that, to have this kind of thing going on where we come up here, go into Onion Sands bit, do a 90-degree turn into the piano room, meet the stone statue, and this is all going to be underneath this section here. What I'm going to have to do is move the stone statue just to the side and have a hole in the roof here that puts the light all the way through, because this is going to be like essentially either a large bridge area or like a rock formation. There's at least 2 waterfall bits here, right? So if I space them out or do them a little bit differently, have them maybe side by side, and then have this giant like rock formation going out to here, then this can be like a very dark area, almost like another cave like I've drawn out here. It can be its own separate cave. It's got Temmie Village attached to it and then goes all the way over here, and then we're almost done for the waterfall section. I just need to take into account the fight with Undyne, and where we can actually see Hotland, because we're going to be able to see Hotland from about here. So we're going to need a hole in the wall over here somewhere. and then we can do Heartland as well and finish Heartland off. To finish Heartland off, all I need is that view from the cave walls, and then to add Catty's place on, and then we're up to the core. And then once that's done, then like I said, it's just small tweaks on Snowdon, and then we are good to film again. It's just a case of making sure that I've got all the voice lines. Yeah, as you can see, we're about halfway done with the simplistic version of Waterfall at the moment before I start messing around with the geometry and making it look good. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed, so I shall see you on the next stream, which will probably be a bit later on when I do, like, more Lethal Company or something. And more Yellow, hopefully. Anyway, thank you very much. Bye!